Guys, in this video we're going to do a little bit of work on my Arrma Notorious. It needs a new servo. I've got one here, and also a new upper arm mount made out of aluminium. Let's have a look. So these Arrmas are notorious for killing steering servos. I know a lot of people online complain about these servos dying on both of my Arrmas. On this one here and on the Kraton, they killed the servo. So I'm in the hunt for a decent servo at a decent price. So I found this servo here, and I'm going to put a link to that down below. So we're going to put this servo in. So for those that are interested, here are some specs. Also, the upper arm mount here is broken, so I've got a GPM one to replace it here. This one's made out of aluminium, so hopefully it's going to last a little bit longer. All right, let's crack it open. So it comes presented in this nice metal box. Let's have a look inside. Oh, we got stickers, we got instructions, and here it is. Guys, the video doesn't do it justice, but this is a full metal construction. The whole case is metal, full metal gears. I mean, it really does feel like a premium quality servo, and you're going to be surprised at the price of these. So as I said, guys, I'm going to put a link down below. All right, well, let's get that fitted inside the car. Guys, I really cannot get over how good the quality of this servo looks. I mean, on the outside, it's definitely got a 10 out of 10. I mean, we're going to see how well it performs. But so far, guys, I really can't fault it absolutely anywhere. Check it out, guys. Even the horn fits straight on there, which means it's got the same spline. I wonder if this could be the perfect replacement for this Arrma Notorious. Alright, so now I've got it all plugged in here. What I want to do is just power up the radio and just make sure that the servo is working, and also to get that servo horn perfectly centered. So next, I want to make sure that the steering trim is perfectly centered. And now I can get that servo on here as close to 90 degrees as possible. You're going to have to find the nearest spline, so that's there. And even though that's not perfect, once we come to driving it, then we can adjust the trim. But we just want to get it as close as possible to start with. So I'm just adding the tiniest amount of Loctite to that servo screw. I don't want this to be stuck in there so tight I can never get it out. But at the same time, I don't want it to rattle loose. Guys, that sounds super duper smooth, and it's got a decent speed to it as well. It's got some power. Look at that, fighting against that servo saver. I'll tell you what, another thing that I noticed with this crappy Arrma steering servo was that it never really centered up nicely. I was forever playing about with the steering trim, trying to get the thing to go in a straight line. So hopefully now, guys, once we take this out for a test run, hopefully tomorrow, we're going to take it out for a blast and see how good it actually is. So far on the bench, guys, I can't fault it. I mean, it's fairly fast, it's super smooth, it's got loads of torque. The build quality just looks perfect, the specs look good. So now it's just a test for the real world. So next, I'm going to put this back together again and replace this broken suspension arm up here. Alright, so the new brace that comes, it does look a little bit different to the one that's on there. This one here hold on. Is it underneath? Ah, okay, that's underneath. Okay, guys, so by the looks of it, first time me doing this, I thought this bit bolts on top. It's actually underneath. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove all of these screws on top of here, get this plate off, get this underneath, screw it back together, and hope for the best. Uh-oh, look, guys, I found more damage. It busted the differential housing, look. Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting to see that. That looks like it could be a bit of a weak spot. Maybe it could be because I put in this aluminium centre brace, the tower-to-tower brace. Maybe that's what made it rip off. But if you don't do that, then you end up bending the chassis. So, maybe, I don't know if anybody makes a stronger diff housing. If I can find an aluminium diff housing, maybe that could fix it. But until now, I haven't got a spare housing. I'm just going to chuck it back together. Maybe get a cable tie, bodge it. I don't know. We'll see. So, it goes on that way round, but you do have to put it on the right way round because it's got these little notches cut out of it. Just there, look. It's got that corner rounded off. So, one way it's going to fit on there perfectly, and the other way it won't. Alright, let's get this thing back together. Alright, so as for the broken bulkhead, there's not really that much we can do about that right now. I did have a quick look on the internet, and you can get an aluminium housing from Hot Racing, but man, it's expensive. It's going to be about £80 to do both bulkheads. So that's, you know, that's like over $100. And I've got the Creighton over there as well, and I'm not even sure if that's going to solve the issue because I'm going to get these heavy-duty aluminium shock towers, and if everything is metal, nothing can give, and that means it's just going to bend and it's just going to ruin expensive parts. So I don't know, maybe it's best just to leave one part plastic, so when you do crash, that's the part that breaks. But it's a bit of a pig to repair because it's right in there. So I don't know, maybe the solution is to fit maybe weaker shock towers so they take the brunt. I don't know, guys. Maybe I've got to have a look and see what Rich Super Bash is doing. Oh no, look, I found more damage. Broken wing mount, look. Alright, so it's all back together again now, so everything is back to how it should be with the exception of that bulkhead here. I really don't know what the solution would be, guys. You know, as I said, you can get the metal housing. I wouldn't mind buying the metal housing and spending that sort of money if I knew that it would never break again. But what I'm kind of fearing is that if you make everything metal and then you crash on there, it's just going to bend it and then it's scrap anyway. And then if you've got to take it all apart and you've got to replace it all anyway and spend all that money, then you may as well use it, keep it plastic. So I don't know, guys. You know, sometimes aluminium can definitely make it stronger, but if you add too much aluminium, then you always need somewhere where something can flex. And I don't know, you know, obviously you don't really want the bulkhead flexing. That's a bit of a pain in the ass to change. I would much rather the bulkhead being solid and something else maybe breaks, maybe something around it. So I don't know, guys. Give me a note in the comments. What do you reckon? And don't say make everything alloy, because I've tried that before in the past. That doesn't work. You just end up bending stuff, and you wreck even more stuff. It ends up being even more expensive, and it makes it not very good for bashing. Sometimes it's best just to leave everything stock as it left the factory and just replace a few plastic parts here and there. So yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's give it a quick blast. But before we bash, I just want to get this centre brace back in. Alright, it's all back together. I've got the centre brace back in. Check out that servo. Let's give it a quick blast. Look at that. Plenty of power to steer on the carpet. Let's get it in the workshop. Alright, let's put it away before we kill it. Alright guys, that's it for this video. So far, I cannot fault this servo. So far, it seems perfect. We're going to know more when I come to actually using it. But I'm going to put a link to this down below. Also, I'm going to have to find a few more upgrades to make this a little bit stronger. But that's all what this hobby is all about. It's buying an RC car. And that's what it's about to me anyway. Pushing it to its limits, seeing how far you can push it to break it. You know, not to break it on purpose, but just to see where the limits are, then to modify, make it stronger, take it out, seeing what it can take, and just keep trying to improve and improve and improve and make it better and better and better. My ideal RC car is one that I can take out and abuse all day long and bring it back still working. And even though that can never happen 100% of the time, the closer to that I can get it, the better. A lot of people accuse me often just to take stuff out and kill it on purpose. That's really not the case. You know, the idea is to not break it, but just to see where the limits are. Get it right to the point of its limit of what it can take, but without actually killing it. So guys, that is it for this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified. Plenty more footage, plenty more action coming up soon. See you soon. Bye.